We're live.
Alrighty, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our special SGA Legislative Meeting today on Wednesday, February 10th at 10 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 10:05 a.m. I'll go ahead and move on to our Pledge of Allegiance. We now give time before the meeting to recognize those who wish to recite the pledge, reminding those in attendance that they are not required to do so. So if you would like to go ahead and do the Pledge of Allegiance with me on the count of three, I would really appreciate it. 1, 2, and 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Moving on to roll call and establishment of quorum. President, me, I am definitely present. Vice President of Menifee Valley Campus, Nicholas Singh, is not present. We have Vice President of San Jacinto Campus, Victoria Caballero. She will not be present. Our student trustee, Caston Chamberlain.
Present.
Thank you. I have our Commissioner of College Activities, Janelle Beza.
Here.
Thank you, Janelle. Our Commissioner of Institutional Effectiveness, Stephanie Vasquez, will not be present. I have our Commissioner of Public Relations, Ariana Rodriguez.
Here.
Thank you, Ariana. Commissioner of Student Equity and Cultural Affairs, Aaron Gonzalez.
Here.
He's here. I know. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Aaron. Senator of College Activities, Daly.
Here.
Thank you, Daly. And lastly, our Senator of Financial Affairs, Alexis Martinez.
Here.
Thank you, Alexis. Moving on to our SGA advisors, I have our first SGA advisor and Associate Dean of Student Services, Maya Cardenas.
Hey everybody, I'm present. Our dog is whining a little, so I'm going to be on mute. But feel free to, ask away if you have any questions or anything.
Thank you, Maya. Second SGA advisor, Jose Fernandez.
Here.
Our third SGA advisor, Suzanne Ortega.
Here.
And lastly, our SGA advisor, Marisela Magaña.
Here.
Thank you guys so much. Moving on to the approval of minutes. I sent these minutes in our email. Can I go ahead and get a motion to approval for these minutes?
I motion.
Okay, and that was Ariana and
Daily.
Daly. Okay, so I'll go ahead, Ariana, I'll go have you as a motion, and then Daly, I'll have you as a second. Thank you guys so much. Moving on to our board reports and information items. So our reports are to be limited to 1 minute each, with additional time can be allotted with a motion and a second from the center. So we'll go ahead and start with our advisor reports. Advisors, go ahead and take it away. Any reports from our advisors?
Oh, I'll just say good morning. I don't have anything to report on this week. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jose.
I don't either, Brian. No report this week.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I echo that as well, Brian. I don't have anything to report. Just wanted to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day and/or Single Awareness Day and a happy President's weekend. Thank you all.
Perfect. I don't think Maya has anything to say, so I'll go ahead and move on. We're moving on to executive officer reports. Any executive officer reports today? One, two.
I don't have anything.
Alrighty, thank you, Caston. If there are no executive officer reports, I just want to go ahead and report that today there is a Region 9 meeting, town hall, as you can say. I've emailed this flyer to you all a couple of days ago, and I'll go ahead and resend it in our group chat. I highly recommend that you attend this meeting, as there will be definitely a talk about equity. And this has been in the works for a while, so I would really appreciate just having some of you there. I know it may not work with your availability, but it does start today, I believe, at 5 p.m. And I'll go ahead and share that once again in our group chat, and I'll send it through email as well. I also want to let you guys know, just as I said in Friday's meeting, we do have a day for our student open town hall, and I would really appreciate your presence. And that will be Wednesday, February 17th. Yes, Wednesday, February 17th at 11 a.m. It's about 45 minutes ish. So go ahead, let your peers know, let your friends know that there will be a town hall, and that if they would like to voice any concerns or questions, that they can go ahead and do so that day. But they can also, make sure that if they want to not say anything and have you say it, just ask for a written report. That way it's much easier and they have that confidence. But please, let's go ahead and get as many students as possible to attend these town halls. Also, I did want to let you guys know that I did meet with Caston yesterday, and we had a little discussion in regards to student trustee. And I can tell you that she is very excited to serve as student trustee and attend her first meeting, her board of trustee meeting tomorrow. And that is scheduled tomorrow at 3:30. So if you guys would like more information on that, you can go ahead and check the district's website on Board Docs, and you'll see the agenda as well as the meeting link. That way you guys can stay tuned to that as well. I don't have anything else to report, but as Marisela mentioned, please celebrate Valentine's Day or Single Awareness Day instead. And just please stay safe. And also, if you haven't seen already, MSGC is doing COVID testing, and you can go ahead and schedule an appointment within their availability that they have at both Menifee and San Jacinto. You can do that through the MSGC Health Center. And that is completely free for students who pay the $20 health fee. So please go ahead and do so and schedule your COVID testing if you do need COVID testing. But other than that, I think I'm good to go as well. I'll go ahead and move on to our legislative reports. Any senators who would like to report this week? Alrighty, moving on to our committee reports. Any committees who would like to report this week?
I could report. So public relations will be having our first committee meeting Tuesdays from 11:30 till 12:30. So feel free to come on in if you have any questions or any cool ideas for social media, anything that you would like to promote, clubs, anything. Come and join me. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just said thanks, Ariana. Sorry.
No worries. Thank you so much, Ari. Alrighty, moving on to virtual events. Any virtual events taking place? I know we did have our movie night, and that was also a great success. I know we had a variety of students who tuned into 50 first dates or 50 dates. I'm not sure what the movie was called, but it was really great. I found it really funny. And I feel like, well, it had Adam Sandler, so it had to be funny. But it was definitely a great movie. It was my first time watching it, and it was really great. I know that there we will do the opportunity giveaway regarding those pizza gift cards, and we're hoping to host more movie nights like that throughout the semester. But overall, that was a great event. I'm not sure if Janelle is able to talk, but overall, it went well, and I'm hoping that we do more in the future. But Janelle, I'm not sure if you have anything to add for virtual events.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. So next week we have our Random Acts of Kindness week. So it's just going to be a series of Instagram highlights. And also be sure to advertise the Movies for Mental Health, which is on March 4th on a Thursday. So be sure to advertise that. I can post the flyer in the chat in a bit. So yeah, that's all. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Janelle. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and move on to SGA feedback, kudos, confessions, and concerns. This time is reserved for discussion among SGA legislators related to feelings, thoughts, intergroup dynamics, and group norms. Items on the agenda may not be discussed during on this time. Is there any kudos, confessions, or concerns?
Yeah, I'd like to give some kudos. I really want to commend Maya first, because she's been really helpful during this new transition for me, and we have a lot of great conversations. So Maya, thank you. Kudos to you. You're a very hardworking advisor, and I just comment everything you, praise everything you do. You're just such a hard worker, and we appreciate your work. And Brian, thank you for being our president, and thank you for answering all my questions last night. That was just like so helpful. I got so much good insight, and thank you, Ariana, as well, for helping me with the questions last night. You guys rock. You guys did a great job helping me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caston. And like I said, you're going to do great tomorrow. And I believe that you will definitely showcase what SGA is and what we plan to do in the future in our meeting tomorrow. So please, just like I said, just be yourself, and just take it easy on yourself as well, because it's not an easy job, but I know that you can do it. And I also want to give kudos to our advisors because they are definitely working hard behind the scenes. Whether it's Maya, whether it's Jose, Suzanne, or Maricela, they have done an amazing job just keeping constant communication, as well as just being here for us and really supporting us in any way they can, especially in a virtual environment. So just kudos to our advisors as well. Any kudos, confessions, or concerns that anyone might have?
Can I comment, Brian?
Yes.
So I just want to, I think the more opportunities that we have to just show love and shout outs to each other, honestly, like as a Cancer, I'm all for that. I love it. I just want to actually reflect back a big thank you to really just, as you said, the advisors, Brian. We've been through everything you all are experiencing as students, we as staff experience as well. And so I just want to honor the work that everybody's done on this call, all the staff and advisors, because it's tough. It's tough, but we're here for you all. Y'all give us life. And so anything that, we're doing for you is definitely motivation, inspiration for us, keeps us going. So that's the beautiful thing about student life. We feed off of each other quite literally in terms of just love and support and encouragement. So thanks. Shout out to my team. I'm just so blessed to work with y'all. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, it is muted. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Any other kudos, confessions, or concerns? Alrighty, I'll go ahead and move on to our public forum. And is there any public comment this week, advisors?
No public comment, Brian.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty, moving on to our discussion and action items. So the following items may be discussed and voted on at this time. 8 minutes per topic with 1 minute per speaker. Members of the public may speak after the discussion by the voting body has closed and before a vote by the voting body is taken. So the first on our agenda, we do have the discussion and approval of Alexis Martinez as Commissioner of Financial Affairs. And I'm going to go ahead and see if Alexis, you want to go ahead and add in information about yourself and about this change, or just anything at all.
Okay. So I think me being a commissioner will really help me because like how I was with Tracy, I was just her senator and we really worked as a team together. And I think since she left, I think I could really be a big help on being the commissioner. And she has taught me so much on how to do things. And so I think this would be a perfect fit for me.
Perfect. Does anyone have any questions for Alexis in regarding this position change?
I just have a quick comment, Alexis. I think that this is a great change for you. I think this is going to be a good thing for you, and we're all really proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I also have to say, just as Cassie mentioned, I'm really proud of you, and I know that you're going to do very well in this position. You've helped out with, creating our first SGA Relief Fund and scholarship, and I know that you're going to go ahead and take financial affairs to another level. So I just really appreciate your commitment, and I know you're going to do amazing in this role. Does anyone have anything at all for Alexis? Alrighty. Can I go ahead and get a motion? If we all can just, if we approve, can we go ahead and just give me a thumbs up or say aye? If you do not approve, I'll go ahead And I'm not sure what are the other reactions here. Let me see. I don't think you can thumbs down, so we'll just go ahead. Oh, I think you can press no. So we'll go ahead and do it like that. But all those who approve the approval change, the position change of Alexis Martinez as our Commissioner of Financial Affairs, go ahead and say aye. 1, 2, 3,
Aye.
4, 5. Alrighty. And I'm just missing Janelle real quick. Okay, all those who oppose.
Aye.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Janelle. And that does it for all 6. I'm going to go ahead and write down Nick and Victoria and Stephanie right now as abstentions. But by majority rule, congratulations, Alexis. You are now our Commissioner of Financial Affairs. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty, moving on to line item 2, our Film Appreciation Club to present information on moving, streaming, and renting fees. And I believe we have Adolfo and I believe it's pronounced Isaiah on the line.
No, it's totally fine. It's Asia, but it's all good.
Oh my God.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
so sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Hi everyone. My name is Asia. I'm the president of the Film Appreciation Club here at MSJC. I also want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for having us today. It's definitely a pleasure. So I wanted to start off by making appeal for the club regarding subscriptions and rentals. So one of the main objectives for our club is usually this previous semester it was once a week on Tuesdays that we'd screen our movies through a screen sharing platform. That way everyone has the experience of watching the movie at least together in the online environment. But we've actually moved that to twice a week, so that way people that do have other obligations and stuff are also able to catch the film, so we can all have a conversation during our next film meeting. But the problem with that is usually Adolfo and I have been paying out of pocket for these like subscription fees for the screen sharing website that we use. Also for the film rentals, since most streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime, they do require subscriptions that most of our members probably don't have access to, and we don't really want to leave anyone behind on that. So that way everyone has the same experience enjoying a film or like experiencing it. But also the problem with that is when we do use these third-party screen sharing websites, due to copyright and like piracy laws, a lot of these streaming platforms don't allow you to use these websites. So it sort of blocks you out unless you use their own streaming platforms like Netflix Party and stuff. But then again, we don't want to leave any of our members behind doing that. And yeah, and so we were wondering if not at least some of the fees would be removed from Adolfo and I's hands, that would be amazing. So yeah, we wanted to go ahead and create an appeal for that. And thank you for listening.
Alrighty, and I'm not sure if Adolfo would like to add any information as well.
Of course. So usually we do this on YouTube movies or to rent out these films, and they're usually just $5 to have one viewing a day. So, and the Caracol streaming service that we use, the third-party one, it's usually $5 per month to have access to it and to create rooms. So I would say that our actual budget request would be somewhere between $175 just for the spring semester. And that's all I really have.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to ask as well. It's just what was the budget request? That way SGA has an idea of what they would be voting on. But I'm going to go ahead and just see if Adolfo and I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name again, but Isaiah, I just want to see if hopefully you can reach out to maybe Jose or Maricel or Suzanne and let them know maybe a final, a final draft of the budget request. That way I can go ahead and hopefully put this as a line item for our agenda next week and get this approved for you all. But just so that we have a final number.
So can I add to that, Brian? It's Maya.
Yes.
So, and forgive me, and I know we actually chatted in one of the virtual Club Rush spaces. How do you pronounce your name again? The president of Film Appreciation Club?
Nice, no problem at all. Asia.
Asia.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to make sure we get that right. Asia. So Asia, what we need, and so I'm going to actually ask you to work with our brand new Commissioner of Financial Affairs. And so as much as possible, Brian, I want to make sure that we're getting our commissioner involved as much as possible with the actual nitty gritty of the budget request. I mean, this is part of the training, part of the experience, right? As advisors, we're definitely here to support you if you have questions, but I don't want to start with the advisors. I want the students to work. I want you all to work together. So Alexis will be your point of contact, Asia, to gather together final numbers, and we really need something as detailed as possible. So we need to have basically an accounting of where all of the dollars and cents are going to. That's just part of what the SGA is held to, right? As a public entity, like we are, all of these requests are subject to public records requests. So we just need to have it super detailed. We need to basically account for every single penny. So when you do that budget request and you work with Alexis, and Alexis, I'll just say that that's going to go for every budget request we get. We can't just get a request that says, rental fees, $20. We have to actually see like, what's the rental company? What's the website that we can check for the rental company, that kind of thing. Okay, so just make sure it's super, super detail oriented. And this isn't to like dissuade you from submitting the request. I mean, this is really good training, right? Because you're going to have to do this when you all get jobs or as you continue in your jobs that you're having, you just have to just make sure. And so that's where we can come in. That's where the staff can come in and help you all draft that. But it really needs to start with you all. Okay.
No, yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, lately for the previous rentals and stuff, we have been documenting like our payments and stuff as well. So I'd be more than happy to I can go ahead and email that to you, Alexis, too. Just a few of the rentals, because we usually rent from YouTube, considering that we don't really have any problems streaming it through the YouTube platform, and also they do carry most of the films. Usually the films range from $1.99 to $3.99, usually on the $3.99 side, and then same with the subscriptions as well. Other than that, like on the online platform, we don't really have any other fees to pay. We're besides the Caracol monthly $5 fee, and as well as the bi-weekly film fees. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to give documentation of that as well.
And so what I would ask too, and so this will be for, and Jose, you're the one that advises financial affairs, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I would send a sample budget of what we're looking for to Alexis and Asia, so that way y'all have just an idea of exactly what we need, and literally just, so it's great that you have those receipts, so to speak, Asia, but what we really need is literally just like budget at the top 175, and then broken down to what would encompass those 175, right? So like $20 for this, $20 for that, or whatever. So it doesn't have to be super complicated, it just needs to be detailed, that's all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Perfect. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for being present. Go ahead and move on to our third line item, which is discussion on rebranding the Music Study Hour event. And I'll go ahead and let Janelle take this one, just because I know that she was not present in our last meeting, and she wanted to talk about this line item specifically. So I'll go ahead and leave it on to Janelle. I'm not sure if Janelle. All right, I'm going to give her 10 more seconds. Janelle, this is your line item. All All righty, I'll go ahead and move right on then. I don't think Janelle is being active right now, so go ahead and move on to our next one. Next line item, which is
Hey, Brian, are
discussion.
we going to table that item?
I'm gonna go ahead and see if not, I can go back to it after. I'll go ahead and,
So you'll be tabling it then, right?
yeah, I'll go ahead and table this line item until after line item 5, just so that I can give her a bit more time in case she's not present right now. Alrighty, perfect. Moving on to discussion on the student open town hall forum. The reason why I wanted to put this line item here on for this week's meeting is simply because we do have our town hall, as I said in the beginning of the meeting. It is next week, Wednesday, February 17th at 11 a.m. And you know, in past town halls, we have collaborated with College Council and Dr. Schultz in terms of being present with the students and really answering any questions or any concerns that the students might have. The reason why I wanted to put this up is to find out what topics do you believe SGA should, you know, talk about. I know we've done presentations in the past, and we've also tried to, you know, organize some type of theme where we talk about specifically this topic. But is there anything specifically that you all believe that we should talk about in this town hall specifically? Yes, Keston.
Hey, so I think Brian, you already know what I'm gonna say, but I think we should talk about the nursing program for sure, and just what's going on with that, like we talked about, Brian, and maybe the financial aid situation that we also talked about. Should I elaborate or?
Yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead and elaborate with those, just so that everyone is in the loop as well.
Yeah, so for the nursing program, a lot of students on our student Facebook group, MSJC Books for a Bargain, we talked about, there was a discussion about how students were disappointed that the nursing program was no longer accepting new applicants right now. And that's because of the pandemic going on and how for like internships kind of thing. I don't really remember the exact wording. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But basically what happened was that because of the internships and going to the hospitals, they aren't accepting new interns. So that's why the new nursing program is not accepting new applicants, because they can't complete it right now. So I think it's really important we inform the students as to why this is happening, because a lot of students felt like, well, MSGC is turning our backs on us, and those are really valid emotions. And I think we need to clarify why this is going on. And also with the financial aid, there was some talk on that same Facebook group about how students got less financial aid, and that's because of disbursements, we think, and that we can just cover that a little more, how disbursements work and with classes and everything. So that's kind of what I think we should talk about. How does that sound, everyone?
Perfect. And I will definitely work with you, Keston. I'm pretty sure I'll create some type of document that way we can go ahead and list out ideas and more information regarding these topics for sure.
Hey, Brian,
I really do want to talk about it. Yes.
So here's my only, I guess, offering that I would just offer up to y'all. So I would be very cautious in terms of explaining the financial aid issue to the students as a part of. I think it's great that you want to mention it. I think it's definitely something that's worthy of discussion. However, I would encourage folks, and this is something I think where you all can do great work, is rather than explaining why students may not be getting the financial aid that they're expecting, you know, I saw the email that Shanae sent you both about the reasons. Here's what I would ask you all to do. I would ask you to defer directly to Shanae. So I think rather than you all explain, right, given that, you know, you all, that's not, you know, this isn't what you get paid to do, right? You get paid to advocate for students. I think part of that advocacy would be basically saying, hey, we know folks are upset. We know students are frustrated. We get it. We've been frustrated. let's bring in an expert. Let's bring in our director of financial aid and have her talk about some of the issues that possibly could determine why a student would be getting less than they expected. That way, number one, you're going straight to the source, right? And if for whatever reason you all communicate something that maybe isn't, necessarily what the student wants to hear, guess what? They're not going to be necessarily frustrated with you. They're going to, well, that doesn't say that we want anybody to be frustrated with anybody, but they're going to go straight to the source, right? They're going to get the accurate information exactly from the person or department that's actually responsible at MSJC for facilitating financial aid. Okay, so I definitely think that it's a worthy conversation, and I think that y'all need to bring it up. But I think that there's a way to do it so that, frankly, we're not putting you in a position where you're communicating information that may not necessarily be what the student, or that may not necessarily be accurate to the specific student, right? Because that's what's tough about this, is there's so many different factors that affect all of these different students. And so it's hard to make a blanket kind of statement about, or a blanket presentation. I think it's probably going to be easier to just have Shanae come in and talk about what she emailed you all. And then you can have students engage with her, right? If students are really upset, they can engage with her directly. And then potentially even just do one-on-one. So that's all I'm going to say about that specific issue. That's what I would encourage you all to do. I've seen this happen before, y'all, where students get really upset by financial aid. They get upset by classes that they can't get. And they end up targeting, frankly, the associated students who are not responsible for the scheduling of classes and are not responsible for the financial aid disbursements, right? Like, that's not what y'all do. So I think I don't want to open up that Pandora's box. I'd rather just have the folks, who are responsible for actually facilitating those things be the ones held accountable for it, and really just explain. And I don't mean held accountable as in like they're not doing their job, just basically explain the process, right? That's all. But I do think it's a great idea to highlight the nursing, situation, right? Because it's frustrating. And I think, Cassie, you just did a great job of giving some context to the reason why folks, why students are not necessarily going to get what they need out of that program right now because of the pandemic. Last thing I'll say, and I know I've gone on a little bit, last thing I'll say, keep it simple, y'all. Keep it simple. Rule of thumb. Anytime you're doing any type of engagement like this, keep it simple and defer to the experts. Boom. And that's honestly, and I don't know, I'm just going to say this. I feel like that's politics 101. Keep it simple, defer to the experts. If you ever listen to President Biden, when he gets questions about the COVID response, he's not necessarily sitting there trying to explain the science to you, right? What does he do? He defers to his director of the CDC. That's exactly what you all are going to do. So you're President Biden, you're going to defer to your expert. Who's your director? That's going to be Shanae Williams, or that's going to be, if it's enrollment, it's going to be Dean, well, I know her as Barb, but you know what I mean? You're going to defer to the administrators. So anyway, that's it.
Go ahead, Gaston.
Yeah, I guess the question I want to bring to the table to SGA is, should we invite Shanae Williams to the town hall to explain things a little more clearly?
I believe she will be present.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure, but that's something that we can definitely talk with Dr. Colston about, but I believe she will be present.
Okay.
Are you meeting with Dr. Colston, Brian, like before this? Because I think we can facilitate that for you. I think we can I can reach out to Shanae for you all I know I believe she's gonna be there as well, Brian, but we can make that invitation.
Yeah, definitely. We do meet. I do plan to meet with Dr. Colston on Monday, I believe.
Okay.
But either way, I believe she's still going to be there because I believe that's what Dr. Colston had already mentioned.
Yeah, I
but
know.
If not, then I know hopefully we can work out something.
Gotcha. Okay. We just need to make sure that we're going through her specifically. But yes, Casting, great instinct.
Yes, thank you. Is there any other topics that you all believe we should talk about? I do want to highly mention about our positions that we have available. That way we can expand our team. That's definitely more what I would love to talk about in this town hall, but obviously I know that there are definitely questions out there. And if you see any questions or concerns from students, please make sure that we bring it here, and that we also make sure that we try to do something regarding that as well. Does anyone have any other topics, anything at all that we should probably discuss on that we haven't already discussed? Alrighty. Well, if no one has anything to say right now, please go ahead and just let me know. Send me a message, send me an email, and I will go ahead and see if I can work with something out. That way I can have that discussed at our town hall. And once again, that town hall is Wednesday, February 17th at 11 a.m. But if no one has anything else to say, I'll go ahead and move on to the last line item, which is discussion on student participation in our participatory governance committees. And the reason why I bring this up is because I want to make sure that we at least have one SGA member in a committee, whether it's in the same committee or in different committees. I want to make sure that we have at least one student to have that student representation. And as part of your role here in SGA, you need to be involved in at least one. So I'm going to go ahead and see if Maricela, if you can just stop sharing the screen just for 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just to showcase the participatory governance committees. So if you go to MSJC, you'll see, if you go under participatory governance, you'll see the link to board docs where you can view the memberships, agenda minutes, anything for the committees listed below. And we have various committees here at MSJC, whether it's our budget, educational technology, student success, student services, as well as college council. But if you go ahead and click that board docs link, you'll be redirected to this website right here. And if you go to library, you'll see these tabs right here on the left-hand side. You'll scroll down to participatory governance, and you'll see who is in that membership, the contact information, as well as the meeting dates, locations, and the agenda and minutes. And you'll go ahead and see that for each one of them as well. It'll tell you the contact information, the membership, as well as the meeting times. So what I'm going to go ahead and hopefully do is next week in our meeting, I want to go ahead and make sure that we have written down who is signed up for what. That way we can get that settled out because I would really love to have that student participation in these committees. Especially this one right here, the Student Success Committee, where I am definitely present, but we would love to have at least 4 members be present in those meetings as well. And you can see all these dates listed below, as well as who we need to contact. But if you're interested in these committees, I highly recommend that you sign up, whether it's letting me know or the advisors know. That way we can go ahead and get that situated and you are in those emails with those dates and the Zoom link information. But we have various committees on our campus, and I would really love to see as many students participate in each one. For example, for myself, I'm in the Student Success, College Council, Diversity Committee, Physical Resources Committee. So I would really love to have you all present in at least one. And I hope that you guys can take a look into this one. I'm going to go ahead and just drop the link. Oh, Suzanne already did it. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Go ahead, check out that link, sign up for which one you like specifically. If you like multiple, go ahead and sign up, but just make sure that you also, don't sign up for so many. That way you can, be in each one. And I would really love to have you all in at least one. So please go ahead, check the link out, and next week I'll go ahead and do the roll call who's listed in what, and we can get that settled out. But does anyone have any questions regarding that line item 5? And I believe Cassie put in the chat right now, she said, could we create some sort of spreadsheet of who's doing what? Like a sign up sheet, I think it would be visual and show what we need. Yes, I can do that. I can go ahead and do that today. I'll go ahead and just list everything out and I'll send it out to everyone today. That way we can go ahead and get that settled, but I will have it next week as an agenda item just to make sure we have that discussion and I'll have that available in the meeting as well. But thank you, Cassie, that's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, for putting that together. If you need help, you know how to reach me.
Perfect.
And I just want to remind you all that these committees are not just for you guys as officers of SGA. So if you have friends that want to get involved on campus and they can't join SGA, but they still want to be involved in the workings behind the scenes, feel free to let them know that this exists, that they can join a committee as well. They'll just have to contact us so we can, do the introductions and all that. But if you know people that want to get involved and they have a passion for all this stuff, then feel free to let them know and they can join committees as well.
Yes, perfect. All righty, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to line item 3, which is discussion on rebranding the music study hour event. I see Janelle she did type in the chat, so I'm going to see if Janelle, if you would like to go ahead and add more information. But if not, then I'll go ahead and, if not, just table it for next week's meeting.
Yes. So in our committee meetings, we were talking about just not making it every Wednesday, or just changing the times even, instead of keeping it at 10 to 11. Maybe we can just have it like, what I was thinking is a bi-monthly, maybe twice a month. We can have a session where probably like, I don't know, a 5-hour session maybe, or just even anywhere near finals or midterms, just to help out students. So it's not, so it's just like more people can come to the thing instead of having it like kind of spread out, if that makes sense. So if you guys have any ideas on just rebranding it as a whole, feel free to share.
Perfect. I like the idea. I think that I like it. I really do. Yeah, definitely. I see Aaron just put in the chat as well. He put, oh my God, I would love to see some LRC folks in these spaces near finals and midterms. Yes. I believe Maya has her hand up. Yes, Maya.
So when I was at Long Beach, we used to have, and a lot of colleges do this, so we had exactly what you were describing, Janelle. Like we would do, we'd call it fuel for final. I mean, we already have fuel for finals, but we would call it, cram. That's the name of the event was. So cram, right? Cramming. But cram stood for coffee. I don't know what the whole acronym was, but it was like, it was a whole acronym that was related to studying. And we would only do it twice during the semester, exactly during the times you just mentioned, during midterms and during finals. And it was essentially, I think it was like the whole week we would actually do it, and we would advertise it. And we would structure it very much like we do with our drive, like our welcome weeks, right? Like it would be like a major semester kind of event. And so that's something that y'all could try. I mean, I don't think we've done that here before. I think Aaron's idea about, incorporating with our tutors, which is actually, now that I think about it, we actually did the same thing. We actually brought in tutors specifically. We scheduled them and they would come in specifically to our lounge area. And that's exactly what they would do. And students knew they were there, and it was an extension of the library, basically, the space. So yeah, I think that could definitely work.
Yeah, it also reminds me of an event that I used to host in high school. I was a part of Link Crew, and basically we would help freshmen just transition to college. And this program we would do near finals, we would do an event called Coco and Cram. And basically you would have leaders teach or tutor different subjects, whether it was math, science, English, depending on the curriculum of our teachers. And we would basically help students, get ready for finals. We would have hot chocolate, we would have like treats and stuff, but obviously we can't do that right now. But that definitely sounds like a great idea. And I would really love to see that incorporated and maybe possibly, rebrand it too. And I like that idea. Thank you, Maya, for bringing that up. Really? Oh my God, you guys are, oh wow, Link Crew fan forever. Perfect. Is there any other discussion that anyone would like to bring up regarding this line item? Alrighty, if you guys have anything else, please go ahead and let Janelle know, and please attend her committee meetings. I believe they are Mondays, correct? Mondays.
Yes, so it's Mondays. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Janelle. And alrighty, I'll go ahead and move on to any call for agenda items. I'm not sure if Maya has anything to say or if she just left her hand up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just left it up.
You're good, no worries. Any call for agenda items?
Yeah, maybe an update on how the town hall went.
Okay.
And that's all I have right now. I'll email you for sure.
Alrighty.
I have a question, but I'll wait till other folks.
Alrighty, I think you're good to go, Maya.
So question, for the two issues that seem to be the hot topics, the nursing program, and then also the financial aid frustration. Remind me, have you all had a chance to directly chat with anybody for financial aid yet, like separately from Dr. Coulson?
No, we did not. The only person we got a reach of was just Dean Johnson.
Oh, okay. That followed up with you, or that you emailed directly?
I believe so, or I'm not sure if it was Dean Williams.
So Director Williams?
It's one of the two right now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and check my email real quick. But yes,
Okay.
they did reach out to us regarding.
Yeah,
financial
Shanae
aid.
emailed. Yeah, Director Williams emailed you. I know, because she let me know about that. Okay, I think it would be helpful if we just scheduled a little chat between. And I'm regretting not inviting her to this meeting. I think it would have been really helpful to have her in the space. We're not meeting again until after the town meeting. So what I'll do is I'll just set up a meeting, Brian and Kasten. I know your availability is probably very condensed, but I'm hoping can we do maybe 30 minutes either tomorrow or Tuesday or even Wednesday morning before the town hall? Is that going to be possible? Literally just 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna email Director Williams, but Brian Kasten, can you let me know when would be a good time, like what 30 minutes you have available? So this would be Thursday and this would be Tuesday. Those would be the only days we can meet, really, or Wednesday morning early. I don't know if you all want to do that. I know you're not keen on morning hours.
Tuesday I can do anything before 11. Wednesday.
What's tomorrow like for you, Kasten? I think the sooner we do this, the better.
I can do anything before 11 as well.
Let me
Kasten, tomorrow.
I can do anything before. One second. Yeah, I can do anything before 11 as well.
Okay, would like 9:30, neither 9:30 or 10 work if I can get that, or even 9. I can't promise anything because I know Director Williams, might already have a packed schedule, but I know she can be flexible, I imagine.
That works for me.
Okay. I'll do my best to keep it later because I know y'all want to get your sleep as much as possible. And I would say this is open to the SGA. I don't want to, not include any of the leadership. If students are really super, interested in attending the meeting, if they have questions, I would say y'all, if you can just reach out to Brian or Kasten, and we'll make sure we get the Zoom invite. I want to hesitate, though. This isn't going to be an open meeting necessarily. This is just going to be a info session. Okay. I'll do that then.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Maya, so much. Alrighty, and if no one else has any other call for agenda items, please go ahead and send those to me. Email them before Monday of the week of our new meeting. I would really appreciate that. And I'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 10:53 a.m. Thank you guys so much for attending our meeting today. And Suzanne,